He's
To like that's where he wanted to
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Hopefully it works out for him, man. I really hope it does. There's a rune that's based on his dog. It's called the Tigger's Elsa. It's actually kind of funny.
Really? Okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, it's down bad right now, but it is I don't know, a lot of runes are down bad right now. But there's a block that's also like associated with him. It's like a block 78, and so that's I think I forgot what he had to do with it. He may have mined it. He may have, I don't know, done something with it. But if I had to guess who Satoshi Nakamoto is, like my honest answer is I think it was like CIA, to be honest. And like it's just there's no
You're,
like I'm so like pro Bitcoin. Like it's like if you listen to Edward Snowden and you listen to any of the Bitcoin conferences that he's had, like he really puts it into like perspective. Like Bitcoin is not digital privacy. Like it's just not. And so like every single transaction is recorded permanently on a digital ledger. And so like the U.S. government is eventually going to become sophisticated enough with crypto to where they will be able to identify your wallet and be able to identify every single transaction that you've ever made with Bitcoin. And so like that's like the truth of the matter. And so it's a hard pill to swallow. And like it's like I love crypto, but it's not digital privacy like people think. I mean, unless you're just like even Edward Snowden, like he tried to be as and like he said this in one of his speeches, like he did stuff on Bitcoin fully knowing that eventually that it was going to come back to him, but he knew that it was going to buy him enough time because it wasn't going to be traced back to him immediately. And so like he even knew that, like doing what he was doing. And so he's I think he's an American hero. I think that I love Bitcoin. I'm still buying Bitcoin as much as I can because I do think that I do think it is digital freedom. But I don't know. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. Like that's an amazing question. Who Satoshi Nakamoto is? It's like an amazing question.
one thinks it's and I might butcher his name, Sergey or Sergey, the with Chainlink.
Yeah.
That's
Alan Howick brings up a good point about Monero. I'll be honest, like my dev friends love Monero, like the ones that yeah, so I mean Monero potentially could be digital privacy, maybe. I think it's like digitally private in the sense like your transactions are actually censored, but I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't invest in crypto with with the idea of being anonymous. Like at some point, I will have to pay my taxes for everything, and it just is what it is.
Yep.
I'm not a hacker.
One day the DMT I bought with my early Bitcoin
I
is gonna come
swear
back
to
to me.
God, that would be the funniest thing.
I'll just pay taxes on it. The DMT is gone. I already did it.
I mean, like, hey, man. I mean, it's just the truth. It's just the truth, man. It's just kind of funny how that all works out. I think we're all good, but that reality does exist, and I think CBDC world is going to happen at some point, whether we like it or not. It's just an inevitability.
Will it be a
So
Bitcoin, or will it be tied to Bitcoin?
it has to. There's no way it's not. There's no way it's not. There's no way CBDC world exists and Bitcoin isn't like the digital gold, pegged to Bitcoin standard. Like I think that people should, not financial advice, but like Bitcoin is like that digital monolith. Like it is, in my opinion, like the end all be all. Like I've been orange pilled pretty hard. People can obviously debate me. I'm not going to really have a strong argument, to be honest, but
But you can
I just
share
like
your
Bitcoin.
thoughts and what.
Yeah, I'll share my thoughts. Like I understand it, and like that's why I did what I did with juice journals, and so I guess like that could be like the next thing, because that is my piece of the pie in the Bitcoin ecosystem.
Yep. So what are your thoughts, on a slight segue, still on Bitcoin? What are your thoughts
Yeah.
on today's announcement by the president of El Salvador announcing that his nation will no longer require external debt to fund its annual budget? Um, like that sounds beautiful to me, and like that the fact that like them having to switch from currency to Bitcoin just maybe what 2 years ago, and they are making these pushes to finally, like, not have to rely on debt to fund the country. Do you think Bitcoin could be the way to go for nations, or do you think they're just gonna hop right into that CBDC, no, centralized digital currency, CDC? I can't even say it anymore.
CBDC, central bank currency. No, that's a great question though. I mean, I like I like Nayib Bukele. I love everything that he's done. I think he's an incredible leader. Like I am on that side of the things. Not using external debt. That's interesting. I mean, I think that he's a visionary. I think that he understands things a little bit better. Just from like a younger generational standpoint. Like, I mean, I think a lot of leaders around the world are very old. And so like he does have like a very fresh perspective on things. And so I think that, I can't give you like a really crazy, amazing answer, but like I am bullish on El Salvador, and like I do think that most countries probably will opt for the central bank digital currency. Like there's already Project Enbridge that exists with China and the digital yuan, and the digital yuan already exists as like a 25% digital currency, backed by the Project Enbridge, China, CBDC. And there's already countries who are adopting this model, and like is adopting Project Enbridge, and it's essentially making it easier for countries to trade among each other, and then eventually it's going to trickle down to retail. So like I know Saudi Arabia is like one of them, and it's going to be a lot of Eastern countries that are going to adopt it. And so like it's one of those things, and I think it should be a much bigger issue in this presidential election. And I'm so sad that it's not, and it's like something that people like just don't understand yet. And that might be a good thing, because then it may not be like the next 4 years that this happens. The unfortunate truth is, like, I don't think a lot of people understand what a CBDC is, and so it'll be very hard to like argue against it, or like to protest against it when people need to actually be educated, like the same way that people need to be educated about an SPL 20. What is a CBDC? Like you actually have to fundamentally wrap your head around it, and like you actually have to educate yourself, and it's not going to be something that's going to be spoon fed to you. And like you need to understand, like, there's going to be negative and positive consequences behind it. And I think that like people should have an opinion behind it. And I'm just one of those guys. And unfortunately, I like it's a pretty grim outlook. Like I told you, I'm a futurist, and it's kind of grim, man. Like the CBDC world is not a pretty one, especially if you like also talk about AI and like the potential of AI and how it could potentially, like, I mean, people want to compare AI to like things in the past, like whether or not like making farming easier, or like taking away people's jobs. Like AI is I don't know, man. I play with AI every day, whether that's like making images or like on ChatGPT. Like I can see where this is going. The world is going to become automated, and like people are not going to like really have purpose as much, like in terms of like working. Like I really do think a lot of jobs are actually going to become virtual. Like that's like the metaverse is going to happen whether people like it or not. Like people can debate about it if they want. Like I personally just see it so clearly. Like people are going to be working metaverse jobs for digital currency, and they're going to be being given UBI checks because AI has eventually just like taken over everything and has made everybody's lives obsolete. Like it's just how I see things, and like and that is something that like I love to talk about that. Like that's just like a conversational thing that that's something I could talk hours and hours and hours about, and like actually have like an intense like educational conversation about it, because like that stuff matters, and like what the future looks like. I mean, you need to know, especially as an adult, like what life is going to look like in 10 years, especially in the digital world, that this world moves so quickly and it'll pass you up so fast. And like I'm 28, going on 29. And like I can already see a lot of my friends, like that are being left behind, or like that refuse to like adopt some of these things until like they're going to be forced to, like and so I'm appreciative of Web3 for kind of keeping me young in that sense, because the world is going to be like more and more digital, as much as people don't want it to be. It's just the truth, like the Apple VR headsets are going to become
Hmm.
incredible, and like the metaverse, like we're going to be able to hang out at sports games without actually having to be there. Like we'll be having this conversation, and there like the
In
potential,
mixed
like there's
reality.
just so much potential in the digital world, in the metaverse world. And so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
I don't
Yeah.
even know if the Sorry, I was just
Personally,
going on.
no, it was good. Personally,
Yeah.
with as far as like CBDCs go for me, or even like nations adopting crypto as a main form of currency, I think the first thing humanity needs to think about is growing the fuck up and fixing our energy issues. Because I mean, if you have a digital city where everything is run off Bitcoin, Bitcoin is your money, and the power goes out. I live in Florida. A hurricane hits, your power is out for a week. What do you do? How do you pay for your bills? How do you eat? How do you communicate? Well, yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like those are kind of like the issues that kind of hold humanity back from being able to like widely accept these digital currency technologies. Uh, who knows? Maybe the answer could be nuclear. If we could stop bombing each other, or even another thing that no one really knows about is thorium, which is like about 10 times more abundant in the earth than uranium, and can produce more energy as well. Um, just a little bit to reflect on when even like kind of speaking on like the big money shift. Um, and I guess maybe El Salvador could be our proof of concept too, with like, what if the power goes out over there? How are people eating? Or how's that lady in the mountains that still has a flip phone? How does she pay for her food?
It's actually interesting because like BRC20s, when it first launched, like Bitcoin does have a gas fee that you have to pay, and it depends on how congested the network gets.
Hmm.
And BRC20s extremely congested the network when it first dropped, because people were just buying and minting BRC20s, and so like they were trying to front run each other and making sure that they were paying higher fees so they can get the transaction in quicker. Front run on the blocks. And like that was a point of conversation that people would talk about on spaces, about how like people in El Salvador wouldn't be able to do things because they're paying so much in gas fees. So it was just pretty funny.
Mm. So, let's see. I see a few new friends that just joined us. Welcome on the rise. Hello, Ozzy. Good to see ya. Just doing a couple shout outs in world. And let's see who else just popped in. I see Bat School. Nice to see you. And I thought I may have saw a new user, but maybe they popped out. But if the new user comes back, everyone, please make sure to show him some love, and yeah, make him feel right at home. Um, and Fermion's mentioning that I guess Canada is ahead of the game. They have thorium plants. we'll,
Oh wow.
we'll see how that goes. Have you ever done any like just light research? That's as far as my research went, like light research, and maybe I bought some stock. Or, oh, sorry, I never finished my question. As far as
Yeah.
thorium goes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar.
Ooh, that could be a little mini energy rabbit hole for you to like dive down. It's kind of like intriguing, like like they say it's like so much more abundant than uranium, and
Oh
can
wow.
and can produce more power than uranium. It's like, how come it's not widely known? Or yeah, I guess maybe just the fear of us bombing each other with it could also be a reason to why
Yeah.
it seems like the government hides all the good technologies from us, like Bitcoin. so So, I guess we've been going for about like hour 20 minutes. Nice, nice. Time flies when you're having fun. I did want to get a little bit into the Dead Utes project that that kind of has kind of connected with the Juice SLP20. Um, like I've been noticing, or for example, the Ute that you sent me earlier had the juice trait to it. What could you tell us about the Dead Ute project? And yeah, like look, maybe even share a little bit about its founder and how it came to be.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, Strike, another person that I met very similar to Make, just through the youth community spaces, Strike was just always around. And so, like that was a real community, that we got together with. And, obviously I'm always chilling these chains and, so word got around and people know about these chains. And so, an auction came around and eventually Strike did buy one. And so Strike is he actually no, wait, no, I take that back. Strike did not buy one through auction. He bought one on secondary because these are tradable on secondary, and I guess he found a good deal on one. And all of a sudden one day, people were like, "Hey, Strike bought his chain," and I'm like, "Oh snap!" Like he did, and so he bought it on secondary, which they are tradable right now. I think it's like a 5 Solana floor price right now for the cheapest one. So he bought one. He's part of the huge community. He's an incredible artist. And so like him and I like really were like Utes, like diehard people, like that was our brand, like that was our PFP, that was, like Strike did amazing art edits, and I'm like the first Utes club founder, and so that was that was my brand, and so like my mint was a halo, and so like I was blessed with like a really nice PFP for a Ute, and so that was what I was rocking, and so like we really were Ute guys, and so we were making content, he's making art, I'm pushing the first Utes club, and like there was obvious synergy there, so like that's why he joined, and he's done some stuff for Juice and he's done some art things, and so like we've like collaborated, and so like we've already done some stuff together as builders. A lot of us feel let down by Utes. Obviously, like they don't even exist. Not really that they don't exist, but they're being burned, and so like the community can do what they want with it. And so like he is the founder of Dead Utes, and like he's made a ton of edits, and he has a lot of trades, and he specializes in derivatives. And so I think he's probably cooking up another one if I'm being honest, but he got together with a few other artists, one of them being ADZ, and she's also a Juice OG. She bought her chain when Juice was pumping, and she was a Juice like very early into Juice. Like Juice had a moment, man. Like Juice
Yeah?
has seen all-time high 2.5 million market cap. Like that was our ATH, and yeah, so like that was a moment. Like that was a moment, and obviously we're far away from where that has peaked, but she eventually flipped one of her juices, got a chain, so like she arbitraged and found a good opportunity, and so she bought one, and so she became part of it. Like she always was trying to buy one, and so she's one of the lead artists for that collection as well, and so I know pretty much everyone on that team. And so like that collection, I knew they were going to add a juice trait just because they knew that we never had our own trait in the Utes collection. And I guess like I'm like super honored that they did this 110%. Like when they did it, I actually didn't even know they were going to. And then Strike all of a sudden like dropped a trait in the chat. And like I was hyped, because like Juice was pretty quiet at the time. Like we've been doing the metaverse parties, and I've been giving away the juice, but like there was like I felt like we needed like a real catalyst, and so like this really gave us that catalyst, and like we've been vibing. Juice is currently holding the juice trait for the Dead Utes is currently holding like a 2 Solana floor price, so like $260 for a free mint, and so like there's 92 in the collection. In the Dead Utes, and so like that was just something that we were really honored by, and we've been really rallying around it, and I bought a ton of them early because I was super bullish on Dead Utes, obviously, And I let people know, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna buy this trade 110%. I'm letting you guys know this is the trade I'm buying. I'm going to push it, and I'm gonna buy as many as I can. So I was actually sniping people. I took the day off for the mint, and I try to buy as many as I could. I'm currently holding 15 of them, proudly, and I've actually sold 2 of my mints because I had 2 mints, and I actually bought another juice guzzler. So it's a 24K gold juice guzzler. That's what it's called. And I gifted one to Sin, so he's officially part of the team.
Yep. I'm pulling it up right
He's a
now
juice.
as
Yep.
you were saying.
And he has his SPL 20.
Yep.
So Sin is a juice fam. Some of you guys have the SPL 20, Toxic Waifu and Expo Heaty. They're the ones we gave away 2 dead Utes on the last Metaverse party on Friday, and those were the 2 winners. They weren't the juice trait. I'll be completely honest. It wasn't the juice trait. It's very, very hard for me to want to get rid of one of those. And I've actually gifted 2. One to Sin, and then another person in the juice community who really deserved it. Like somebody who's been there from the beginning, and he didn't get to mint, and so I gifted him one. Very, very like glad that I did. And I'll probably gift maybe 1 or 2 more. I don't know. Like I'll probably never actually sell one. Yeah, like these are my stash. I love posting them, and they're just fun to have. And I was gonna buy a ton of them anyway, and so I'm actually up. Like I'm I'm up on it because I was buying early, and I knew what Dead Use was gonna do, and like I knew that Dead Use was gonna have some momentum. And it's crazy the timing of it, because it was just like 2 days later. Like Dead Use dropped on Friday, and then Frank drops the announcement yesterday on Sunday about how Utes are going to be burned for the D-God, and like without a ticket back.
That made it pump, didn't it?
It made it pump. Like it really, really did. So it's going to be interesting what happens. I love the Dead Utes. That's probably what I'm going to be rocking here. That's going to be our rallying point. Get a juice guzzler. They're Dead Utes. Find the trait. That's what we're rallying around right now. And so we got some other plans, and like people are really, really having fun right now. And so it's been a really good time for juice. The floor hit like 4 at one point. Like we were pushing, and I told people, hey, take profit. It's all good. If you leave juice, it's not a big deal. Like we've already had some people, make some money. They've left. Just one person, but it's all good. And so like we're still holding a 2 Solana floor price on that trade in particular. And so
nice.
It's been fun. Yeah, it's been fun. I'm rocking like Dead Use is what I'm rocking right now, man. Like that's my fam. Like I know that team, and so I feel like a part of it in a very meaningful way. And so Web3 is all about having fun, and so like that's what's helping. Like that's I'm having fun with it. And they came into our last Metaverse party, and we had so many people who came who wanted that Dead Ute, and like that was an amazing proof of concept in terms of bringing in a project that's not ETH native. Dead Utes are on Solana, and there was all these people who came. Some people who already knew about Decentraland, have been in Decentraland, haven't touched Decentraland in a few years, who came back just because they saw this party going on. We had this giveaway, and they came. And so that was awesome. Anybody listening to this, we're looking forward to getting more people on. We got to find some people, but like the way that we ran that last party was awesome, because we had the artist of the week, and you gave him some time to talk during the party. And then same thing with Strike, who is the founder for the Dead Utes. We gave him a little bit of time to talk, and how we were going to give away his NFT, and how he's the founder. Like I thought that was awesome. It felt more personal. I don't think these parties need to be so yo whatever.
Exactly.
It could be very meaningful. It could be listen to some amazing music, have a good time on a Friday. Just bring the vibes. And so it's been awesome. And I loved how we did it this last one, and so I hope we can continue doing it that way.
And I want to add, like, kind of, you gifting me this Dead Ute, like, personally, has kind of, like, piqued my interest in the whole project. Like, I don't know. I've had Make around me for how long, and he's always been, like, preaching the Utes, preaching Utes. But it's never really stuck with me, really, cause like I knew it was like connected to the D-Gods, and I mean I was seeing what the D gods were really, which was like, I don't know, it was like surf to me at least from the outside looking in, just looked like surface level support, like, you know, not really meaningful connections. But as Make kept introducing me to like some individuals, like through Twitter Spaces and stuff, I started connecting a little more with them. But now that this project like did recently release, I am seeing like who are the people like within these communities that do matter, the ones that want to, you know, genuinely build connection with everyone. And yeah, I'm guessing it's like everyone that transferred into the Dead Youths basically are those individuals that I'm seeing. um I mean, I got to meet Pixel the other night. That was like an awesome space. Like, or not the other night. It was a couple weeks ago, I believe. Jumped into Twitter space. I had a laugh with G Bunny. I think that was their name. Like, oh my god, it was those spaces get crazy, and I definitely like see the authenticity. The reason why I always got like kind of like a sour taste when it came to like Utes or D gods was like I would see my boy Make go up to those Twitter spaces and, you know, try to like invite his community to you know, a metaverse event, or like come check this out. And like I swear to god, one time I heard one of them say, yeah, whatever, Make. And like that, just like, no, well, it wasn't for me. But
I know exactly who it was too. I
but
know exactly who it was too, because Macon, it was Sandman, and Sandman is the leader of the crowds, and he's anti metaverse, but he supports, you know, he supports. But
yeah, but
yeah, that's so funny you said that.
you gotta show love to your community members though, like especially like when you have someone like Make that literally shouts you from the rooftops on Decentraland, you know.
I agree.
And then you just like, and then he's like, you know, making an effort to bring people in from Decentraland into these spaces, and then they just hear, yeah.
Yeah, it's just talking mess though. He does come all the time, and he's watching the stream, and he definitely interacts. So
Nice,
he
nice.
supports. He just likes to talk. He just likes to talk mess. That's just how he is. You know.
I don't even know if it was Sandman, to tell you the truth.
It might not have been Sandman.
It may
I'm
have
not
been
gonna lie.
Frank.
Make it just started for the metaverse. And unwarranted, I will say, he'll just come in with vibes, like, you know, come in metaverse, and he'll just get fudded for no reason. I'm like, all right, so now Pinch is here. Now you're gonna fud both of us.
No, you gotta fud both of us.
Now they don't want to fud us no more, because now Pinch is here. Now we got two people you gotta both fud, right? Now it's not Make just, you know, just having to defend himself. Now I can come in and let him know, like, my perspective, my vision, you know, how I see it, right? Not just people picking on Make. That's so funny, though.
Exactly, and I'm happy that you're, you know, here to back them up. It seems like they've been more receptive to it. Like yeah, that space with Pixel, like Make was going up. I didn't hear any like, yeah, there wasn't like any negativity or anything like that. It was like all vibes, all love. And then kind of transferring it over to like the Dead Youths mint. Like, you know, you had new users coming into Decentraland because we were, you know, rocking with Make. There were two youths up for grabs, like, and you know, just to be like open to it, opposed to like having someone like being like, ah, yeah, metaverse, whatever, and then like, you know, if I don't know, I feel like that could be contagious in a way as well, like within communities.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And let's see, Toxic Waifu says, thank you so much again for that, pertaining to the giveaway, that the Dead You
No, thank
giveaway.
you, Toxic Waifu. And you're a legend, straight up, 100%.
It was the cherry on top for that amazing event.
Yeah, no, I know who the legends are. I know who's been showing up. I know who shows love. I know, man. And like 100%, I can't wait to reciprocate that in a very meaningful way at some point, because, you know, I do take these connections. Like I do think that they're very meaningful and important. And so, Like I think you've made some connections with some DFAM,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yep. I mean,
like
just today, like
yeah,
my post blew me the fuck up over here. Like I got like AGZ like followed me. Like I swear to God, I've been trying to like
yeah.
interact with AGZ for like months now, and I've just been playing like a side character in her in her
That's so
in her
funny. Now,
world, and then just today
now
she
you're
follows me. What's up?
That's what it's all about, man. I love that. That's so amazing.
Yeah, but like yeah, definitely making friends, definitely seeing the community activity and yeah, like meeting those individuals that even have like popped into Decentraland last week, just to party, just to party.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I mean, definitely, I do have to get into the Dead Youths Discord. Or pretty soon, it won't just be you and me, or you and Meg, shouting metaverse from the rooftops, but you may have me too, just shouting it, and maybe we can even, inspire others to start hosting like some events on Decentraland, because that is like, it's all about having fun and displaying your talents. And if you're talented, if you're a singer or an artist of any way, shape, or form, like definitely the metaverse is a good place to show off these skills and showcase them in front of others in like a whole new way that like hasn't been done before. So definitely like it's good to keep an open mind as a creator.
Hmm. No, I agree.
Well, alrighty. It seems like we've been going for about an hour and 20 minutes. I just have like a few final questions for you. Um, yeah, so like, are there any community members around you, whether it may be like any devs for Juice or like around the Dead Youth Connect community or even the youths that you would like to like give any shout outs to, show some love to for all the work that they do around Web3 and helping others?
Yes. So I guess I'll start with Cell Shade. He's our Solana dev. He's the magic behind the scenes, and if you ever got to know him, one of the most amazing people that you can ask for. Just such a genuine, real, honest human being. Anybody that knows it, I don't think he's ever met a. I don't think he's ever made a single enemy in Web3. So he's full time now. He just had a kid not too long ago, and so he's someone I can't wait to meet IRL. We have Toad. Toad is definitely somebody who I would consider, a co-founder in a sense, right? And so I actually got on here so I could show off these glasses. So these glasses are actually one of the traits from the Utes collection that we actually produced. They're the win-wins. These aren't the official pair. These are a sample. I have my official pairs another place, different store,
I like them though.
different day.
You're
I
looking
rock these,
good.
man. I rock. I like them. And so he's the founder for Your Eyewear, and so Your Eyewear is kind of like like our first proliferation of the Your brand, and so that was Your Club, first kind of venture, and so that's still going. They're making their second pair. Has to do with the Forbes Web3. Toad is he bought the Forbes Web3 pass. I don't
Nice.
know too much about it, but I know he bought it specifically to promote Your Eyewear and to like it was to what Your Eyewear is. It's like they create and not just glasses, but specifically like that's like their focus. But they could produce a lot of other things. But they bring Web3 traits to life, and so they brought the win-win glasses for the Utes to life. They're the lose-lose in the Dead Utes collection, which is pretty funny.
I found Toad, by
Um,
the way.
yeah,
I,
Toad is a legend, man. Now, Toad, he was out on a fishing trip this weekend. He still doesn't have his juice guzzler. He's gonna have to pay up for one. Um,
ooh.
yeah, I actually had to mint his dead Utes for him, and so yeah, he was on a fishing trip. He's I won't dox him or anything. But,
Yeah.
he's in an exotic location, and so he's one of my closest friends. He's gonna be in Art Basel. Who else can I say? So AGZ, obviously, Strike. Um, you know,
Strike
let me
is a cool
think.
dude.
Yeah, and like for the most part, like that's kind of, I mean, make, and if I had to say that's like the main, circle, but I mean, like that's a strong, strong circle, man. I mean, like you got some like community builders, right? Like Make, that's what he does, with Decentraland, with me, with Juice, so like that's kind of like what I would say is like my thing in Web3 is like really community building, and I tried my best to create content, and I would say I'm pretty surface level when it comes to that. I want to get a lot deeper. I pay for Adobe products, and I've been paying for it for like a year, and have yet to get really good with it, and so I need to make that a priority because I know how I can make good content with it. But I'm more like a Canva guy, if I'm being honest. But Canva's cool. Canva's cool. No one can hate
Hmm.
on Canva. I can do really amazing things with Canva. But like community building, I think would be like kind of like my thing. Make, I guess, would be like kind of sort of the same thing. And then AGZ and Strike are like amazing artists, and then like we
Yep.
got a dev. I can do amazing things, but he's Solana based, so it's a lot of Solana things that he can do. But that's a lot of the team like that was like behind SBL, the Juice SBL 20.
Hmm.
Like we can do some amazing things, like it's an amazing community, and like we're just building it further and further. Um, Slowly but surely. It's more like a family, if I had to say anything, and that's exactly how I like it to be. And so this Guzzer trait was just kind of a way to kind of expand that family and like just have a fun way to rally behind the Jews. And like it's like very visual.
Hmm.
So it's people can see it. It's like a Guzzer trait. It's part of the Dead Youths. It's part of our community. It's part of our fam. So it just all synergistically kind of work together.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
I
and
love it.
then I have these juicinals in the back. That was like the last thing I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them.
Yeah, so these juicinals, from what people could see, it's like the background. They're the juice PFPs, and if, in my opinion, I mean, it's really hard to say, but I mean, like, I think I might have to give the edge to the juicinals as like my favorite thing in the Juiciverse. And like, we have a lot of moving parts, and eventually, like, that's probably what we're gonna just end up calling all of it because like the chains are still part of it. They have the juice pendants, so like those are the OGs. Then the SPL 20 is kind of like the engine that moves everything, and then we have this the Juicinals, which is the Ordinals collection, and I actually paid to get all of these inscribed. It wasn't cheap, and I got these very high definition, and it's not cheap to get these to like do Ordinals HD. I'm sure you guys have seen. I'm sure you maybe have seen some Ordinals, and like they're very low
Hmm.
quality. Like these
Yep.
are not that. Like these are high quality, high resolution images on Bitcoin. And like what I think is amazing about it is that they are in the six-figure range. They're around like the 900K mark, around like 880K, right? So there's six-figure inscription numbers, right? There's only ever going to be 999,999 ever, right? That are going to be six figures.
Hmm.
Some of them are cursed. That's I don't know. You could do cursed, like it was kind of like a hack in the ordinals thing, and so like there's only 400,000 that exist. So 10 of them are cursed. You can't make cursed ones anymore. That's like negative numbers, which
Okay.
is pretty interesting. I don't know the technicalities behind it, but I just knew it was cool and I knew how to do it, so I did it. And so I made some cool 101s and they're cursed 101s. And only half of the collection has been launched, and we actually launched it in a very interesting way. Basically, people just had to pay 150 juice for it, so it was sort of like a mint in the juice SBL 20 token, and we sort of just sent people. We actually ended up airdropping it to all the people who sent in their SBL 20. So like you had to pay for it first. The first, I think we did the first 100, so only 100 of them have actually been launched. There's 231 total. I know it's a weird number, but I didn't really want there to be too many, and um, yeah, so there's 231, and there's 131 left that have yet to be launched. And the reason,
Oh, oh, what happened? I think I lost Juice here. Let me get him back up. Let me get him back up. That was weird.
yeah, I don't know, it's all good.
It's
But basically,
before you
only
continue, is there anywhere I can go to check him out?
yeah, so they are listed on Magic Eden. You can just type in Juicinals. It'd be JOOCINALS, and you should be able to find it on Magic Eden. I haven't even checked the floor price. I'm not gonna lie, they haven't traded well. A lot of the reason being is because we kind of botched the mint in a sense. We sort of rushed it, and like there's some more other things that happen behind the scenes, and that's just the real truth behind some of the things that happen. As a builder, like things don't always go perfect, and so like the reason why it didn't go as well was because we were pre-inscribed, and it's very hard to find a launch pad that can launch a pre-inscribed collection. Typically speaking, like collections are dropped as like a direct to inscribe, where you kind of like inscribe it directly onto the blockchain yourself. I did that myself, and the reason why I did that was because I wanted low inscription numbers for my collection, and that's just because I knew that this opportunity for low inscription numbers wasn't always going to exist, and so that's exactly why I did it. And so the 6-figure inscription range, like there's only going to be so many that will ever exist, and less than 50% of them are even images. A lot of them are like tokens, and yeah, so that's why I feel like Juice has so much historical provenance, and like these, I consider these to be digital artifacts, and I do think that these will see their day one day. I'm not in any rush to launch the other half of it, but eventually they will be launched, and right now we're just kind of having fun. But that's basically it. I love the art for the juice boxes that we got. Y'all could see them, right? This was the same artist that actually did the collection, that did the banner. I love the way they look, and I think they're so funny. And I think they deserve to be a 10K collection. Like honestly, if I could have redone it, I probably would have just like launched it as a free direct to inscribe 10K, free and fair launch thing on Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin really is like they really do revolve around that narrative of free and fair launch. And I also do love that narrative. So that's basically it. That's Juice, y'all. I hope everybody enjoyed the story of Juice. Yeah, it was awesome. That's like everything. I even talked about your eyewear with the glasses. It's that was a lot, man. Thank you for letting me speak about it.
I'm just pulling up the Juicinals. I was having trouble. My dyslexic.
What is the floor price? Go ahead and tell
let's
me.
see. Point 0.0131.
That's not bad.
No,
that's actually pretty good.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Like,
yeah, so like they've held pretty well. It's just we haven't got a lot of volume. And I've also haven't really done a good job of promoting it. Like right now, it's like the Juice Guzzlers is our thing.
So
eventually, people will figure it out, and like we're gonna put it all together. But that's why there's like so many different chapters to this, and it's just kind of funny how it's all played out. And I really wouldn't have it any other way. There's been ups and there's been downs. Like there's been downs 110%. Like it hasn't all been roses. But like that's what I hope people get out of this. Like it wasn't easy, man. Like there was moments where like it was like just me by myself, just like trying to figure this out. And that's why I never give any founder a hard time, because I know what goes down behind the scenes, and I'm very conscious about it. And so like I will try my best as a community member to always support, just because it's not easy, especially when like we dropped Juice as a free and fair launch, and so like I did that just so I did that so there's just nothing that come back to me, it was a community thing.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. The future is bright though. I'm looking forward to like continue doing this, and like Juice is going to continue being a part of these metaverse parties. So I mean, people are going to have to see it some way or another.
As far as the Juicinals go, what's the lowest inscription number?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually have that. I have the negative number on the page.
Oh.
And I couldn't say the negative is like the original, but it was definitely around the 880K mark.
880K. Okay. That's awesome.
I think it ends around the 920K. Like I think that's the range.
Let's see. I just hovered over 842K. Maybe 840.
Oh.
Range.
Oh, there's one 840.
Yeah, near the floor at 0.032.
Oh, that might be that might have been the first one. Yeah, it's been a minute, but I know it was around that area. But okay. I have another one that I did that around the 350K mark that probably won't ever see the light of day. I might just hold on to it. I might just hold on to it forever.
Yep.
Nah, I'll eventually launch it. But not anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely something to hold on to in the ledger. Maybe if you ever find yourself freezing yourself, you could bring it back like in the future in the 2120s, and you're like, hey, I'm from the past, and then just like show them the inscriptions of what was it, 300k inscriptions. They'll know.
These
They'll
are
know.
things I'm gonna brag to my grandchildren about. I swear. I swear, I'm gonna be like, hey, look at these Bitcoin ordinals that I inscribed back when I was in my 20s.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be like, we're in the millions. What the heck? Or actually, no, you're
That was
saying
my
that it's
thought
even
process.
limited.
No, we'll be. I mean, we're at 80 million right now.
80 million.
We're at 80 million. Yeah, and I think I couldn't tell you exactly when ordinals launched. I think it was like 20, early 20, like Q1, end of Q1, 2023.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
and right now I'm just noticing this right here. The range negative 70k, 700,000.
No, it should be 70K.
Oh wait, is it? Yeah. Negative 70k. My bad. I added a zero to
Yeah.
that to 925.
Yeah.
And those are the cursed ones. So the ones that go into the negatives. You're saying, dude.
There's only yeah, go ahead.
Do they have any like differences in how they look like the NFT itself? Like, is it dead or is it like dark?
Yeah, so the cursed ones, I did 5 of them actually 101. So like I did 2 batches of cursed. I did 5 as early as I could. I tried to get them sub 10k, but they're right after 10k, which is super annoying, but it is what it is. They're still pretty low considering, but they have I inscribed ones that had they're different. They're not different, like they still have the same traits as the original collection, but these I made sure they had the Bitcoin background, like specifically. So there's 5 in the first batch that have a Bitcoin background, and then the other 5 that I did are 101s. So there's 2 batches. One was right after the 10k, and then the other ones are closer. Like they're actually almost right after each other, but they're yeah, like 70k. Like I think it's like right around. I think it's almost like exactly on like the 70k mark.
Yep. I found a cursed one
Yeah.
in the listings. Negative 70, 70, 77. Cursed.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
pretty cool.
that's
It's a pretty
exactly
cool
right.
one.
Yep.
It's got like a nuclear symbol on it.
That's a hazmat juice. That's a hazmat juice. I'm telling you, that's a use. So like Juice is Utes inspired, obviously, with the double O. But now that Utes isn't a thing, there's like a derivative double O club. Like it's us, Goobs, right? That's like a Utes derivative, and then now Dead Utes, right? So like we all rep the double O. Even though like the double O, like that, yeah, that's what we rep, the double O, 00.
Yep. Okay. And now I'm noticing how to kind of pick out the cursed ones, which is like at least on Magic Eden, mostly all of them have like a +2 to them, where like you hover over the +2 and then you see the inscription and the set tributes. Set tributes. I'm guessing those are attributes.
So
that's
ours don't have any rare sats. So we actually launched. I don't think there's any sub 1 million on rare sats. Like inscribing on rare sats happened later. Like that was a later development where people could eventually do that.
Okay, well, the cursed ones don't have the +2, so that's kind of like a signal, or in a way, to like, you know, this is a cursed one.
Yeah, it's negative. It'll just say right there on the number.
Yep. Yeah, it says cursed. Alrighty. Let's see. I guess this could be a good time to close down. You know, start wrapping up. Any final thoughts you'd like to leave our friends with? Words of wisdom.
I had a question. Is this recorded so I can send this to people? Because I think some people who join Juice would love to hear the story, and I think this was a great way to like have it from beginning to end. If there's a way to like have this to where I can easily send it to the people.
Yeah. It is recorded. Unfortunately, I don't know what's been going on with the with, I don't know, like the streams. Like we've been live this whole time, but it seems like my streams have been like cutting and then restarting back up. I don't know if this could be like just a platform issue due to like congestion, but like we've been rolling straight through on Decentraland this entire time. It's just so I may have to like send you a few videos.
No worries, we'll figure it out.
Hmm.
We'll figure it out. But I would love to, because I think this like did an amazing job of like explaining everything, and it's very hard to do because it's just such a long story. So yeah, we'll figure it out. As far as anything else, um, reach out. I'm a very friendly person, especially in Web3. I don't bite, and if anybody wants to cook, anybody wants to like, build together, do some amazing, cool, fun stuff, having a juice, guzzler, SPL20, juice would help. I'm not going to lie, and like you can buy one juice token, which is, right now very, 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 very cheap. But I'm just saying, anybody that wants to reach out and cook, do some fun stuff, build together, do some stuff in Decentraland, reach out, and if anybody has any more questions, reach out. I'm looking forward to connecting with everybody a lot more. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you, Sin, for having me. It's been a pleasure. My Monday evening was a lot more chill and fun, and it was a great conversation. I was able to explain everything. You're a great host. I didn't feel anxious, pressured, or stressed.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
you did an awesome job, man.
Yeah, thank you for
It was
being
awesome.
here. Thank you for your time. And if anyone would like to connect with you, what is the best way, place, platform to connect with you?
Twitter, X, probably be the best way. Just shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM. I check my DMs all the time. Or the Juice Discord. Juice does have a Discord if you like pop in there, in that chat, right? I'm very easy to get a hold of. It's really not that hard. I might get busy sometimes, but eventually I will look at it and I will see it. So I am looking to connect with more people, especially with the Decentraland fam.
Mhm.
I know I'm still kind of new and people are still trying to get to know me. I hope people, know me a little bit more, have a understanding of who Pinch actually is. And, I'm trying to be as honest as I can as who I am and, what I bring to the table and what I could bring to Web3, and I want to continue being here and I want to continue building. And I do have aspirations to do, like even more professional stuff. And like, my journey in Web3 is far, far, far from over. So, I'm looking forward to just continue just building in whatever capacity. And I have this juice thing now that I kind of obligated to.
Mhm.
It's so funny, man. I swear I didn't choose this life; it chose me, and I just keep going. I just keep going. I just kind of see where it takes me. It feels like Pinch in Wonderland sometimes. It
Mhm.
really does. Web3 feels like that. Web3 100% feels like that sometimes. I just get so stimulated by what's happening and what's going on, and that I can see all the opportunities. I can see it. I'm like, dude, there's so many things that we could do, so many things we could build. The possibilities are endless, and I just get so stimulated by it. And
Yep.
I just need people to execute with, right? There's ideas, but you need a team sometimes to really bring those ideas to life. And we've brought some amazing things to life together with the people that I've hung out with, that I've gotten to know in Web3, organically, by chance,
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's been fun.
Yep. And let's continue to have fun. Let's see. So next time we will all be live. You, Make, and I will be Friday. Let me check the calendar here to get the exact date. Friday the 20th at 10 p.m. Eastern, and we will be at Seed.
Seed, y'all heard it.
Y'all heard
Be
it
there.
here.
Be there at the parties, y'all. These parties are so much fun. If you got something to promote, reach out in the DMs. We will definitely love to promote some of you guys. Just let us know, right? We are trying to figure this out, and we are trying to build this to make it awesome, and would love to figure it out with y'all too. So
Yep. So yeah, thank you, Pinch. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate you, and it's been a very stimulating conversation. Even when we especially when we got deep into Bitcoin, and just like the philosophy, its founder, a little bit about its founders, and and what we think, or who we think Satoshi Nakamoto is. Alrighty. So everyone that is still here at Meta One Design headquarters, want to say thank you all. Ooh, we have 19 people still here. Nice, and 5 on Twitch. That is awesome.
I would love to hear y'all's thoughts about it. I'm not gonna lie. If anybody was actually listening and was following, and you guys have any thoughts about it, would actually really love to hear your thoughts about it. To be honest, because I think it's funny, man. I don't know. I feel like my story is just so interesting. Like I personally think it is. I don't know.
Yep. So yeah,
It might not be. It could be just another boring Web3 story. I don't know. I could just be lame.
No, you're definitely not lame, for sure. There's definitely like a lot of interesting aspects to your story, and I'm just happy that you're here to share them with us, because it's gonna be a testament to future Web3 users, metaverse goers, and future Web3 entrepreneurs. So definitely your story is one that must be written in history. Well, thank you, Pinch, and to everyone that's still here, please stand by. I'm going to raid the Twitch stream, probably over to a cool drummer or something, maybe a cool musician. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, we can just chill for the rest of the evening. I'll play some TV for us, and we can just vibe. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Another Monday in the books. Thank you, and we'll see you back next week.